r/confession, the one place people say the things they'd never say anywhere else. Some are depressing, some are messy, and some make you wonder how someone even ended up in that situation. Today, we're getting into some of the most unhinged confessions Reddit has to offer. If you're new here and into horror content and Reddit stories, go ahead and subscribe and check out these Spotify videos. Go up early on there. Link is in the description. Alright, and with that out of the way, let's get into them. I've been covering my best friend's infidelities for years. Okay, there's no easy way to tell the story. For context, me, 22M, and Ryan, 22M, have been best friends for the past 10 years. We met in junior high, and let's just say Ryan's life had a dramatic turn of events. He used to be the bullied kid. When I met him, he was the shortest and chubbiest kid in my grade. He didn't have much friends. Actually, it took us over 2 years after we met until we actually became friends. He didn't talk much, but after we got to know each other, we were inseparable. The reason why Ryan didn't have much friends growing up was because instead of hanging out with the guys, he spent most of his formative years chasing out after some girl. No, this wasn't the prettiest girl in school, neither the most popular one. She was just a regular girl. Not to be shallow, but even as a person, she was just annoying. Yet somehow, Ryan fell for her. Ryan spent 5 years of his life chasing after this girl. And this time, Ryan discovered the gym and the weights. He went from being a chubby little guy to a grown-ass gym rat in a few years. So, after all of that chasing and a generational glow-up from Ryan, that girl finally decided to date him. I think it became a psychological thing. They weren't a good couple. They were together out of stubbornness. Also, it was pretty clear that after those years of devoted attention made her not wanting to lose that. But anyways, this all led him to start cheating on this girl. I don't even remember how it all started. All I remember was that every once in a while, he would ask for help, to send him pictures as if we were together, and to answer to his girlfriend's calls, all that kind of stuff. Honestly, I didn't like the girl and had little to no relationship with her, so I just told him to break up with her if he wasn't happy. I wasn't gonna be his moral compass. That's why I didn't say anything when they shared 3 years of relationship. They broke up for completely unrelated motives, and she never knew a thing about the multiple girls who she shared a boyfriend with. This was all just context. A few years later, he managed to get into another relationship. After all, his past one was a teenage, more immature relationship. We were already 20 years old by the time the second girl came. Let's call her Jane. They were together only for a year, but apparently this was the girl he had loved the most in his entire life. Again, I had no relationship with her whatsoever, as I met her because of Ryan. Still, they eventually had problems and decided to take a break, in which Ryan hooked up with every girl who stood in front of him. They got back together after this. She never knew, and again, I had to lie to her. They eventually broke up for good until earlier this year, Ryan started hanging out with one of my closest friends, Allie, 20F. They've known each other for years by now, but something changed and they started to hang out. They started dating and eventually became a couple. Problem was, and that's where the confession starts. Yes, this was all context. I had to talk to him before I let him date my friend. Obviously, I knew his ways and I actually care about this girl, so we talked about it and he convinced me that he was ready for a new relationship. At first, everything was great. They both seemed really happy. Problem was that Jane found out about this relationship. Mind you, Jane is also in a relationship, so she called him up. One thing led to the other and they decided to have an affair. They both have their own partners, which they refuse to leave to pursue a relationship between them. The whole thing is filling me with guilt because Allie is completely in love with Ryan. I've tried talking to Ryan to make him fix things, but he's too ashamed to confess. I know it's hypocritical of me to start caring just now, since this has always been a pattern on him, just because I care about the girl in this scenario. But the truth is that regardless of my friendship with Allie, my loyalty sits with Ryan. but I don't know what to do. He's not gonna do anything, and he's willing to both keep the affair going and the relationship as well. I've thought to tell Ali anonymously, but I'm afraid of what may happen. But Ryan is not able to take responsibility for any of his actions. My moral dilemma is between doing the right thing or staying loyal. Besides, this isn't about me at all. Worst case scenario, Ali finds out and realizes that I've known for years that Ryan was a terrible boyfriend. But still, he's my best friend, and I'm gonna try to support him no matter what. Also, interfering with any of this mess makes me feel bad. I don't want to play God with other people's relationships. I really don't know what to do, but the guilt is eating me alive. This has been happening for months now. One thing I'm seeing with all the comments is that they're all calling him a piece of shit. He doesn't truly care for Ali if he's allowing his friend to keep cheating on her. I think either way he's gonna lose a friendship, which way he goes. But the right thing to do is, of course, tell Ali. I would like to know what you guys would do if you were stuck in this kind of situation. Would you stay loyal to your friend or call him out for his cheating and just mistreating of women? Was naked at my friend's party for his kid, high on morphine. In my late 20s and early 30s, I started making good money as a financial advisor, and it kind of led me into a bad crowd where we were drinking, doing blow, and it's when I first got introduced to morphine. All while this happened, I started becoming more distant from my best friend. I'll call him Ben. Anyways, Ben invites me to his 4-year-old daughter's birthday party at his house. It was kind of an attempt to patch things up between us. The week I had was super long and stressful, and I had forgotten all about the party until I got a reminder from my phone. I was already with my other friends doing our usual thing when my buddy Chad got this new bottle of solution you take orally. I'd never tried it before, and nothing happened. I looked it up, and it said it was supposed to work in an hour, but nothing happened. So I assumed it was a dud. I Ubered to Ben's birthday party because I didn't want to drive just in case it would affect me. As soon as I get to his house, it starts to creep up on me, and I'm feeling nice and relaxed. Music sounds amazing, all that stuff. I had to go take a shit because it's a common thing that happens to me when I take morphine. When I'm sitting on the toilet, that's when it hits me, like I got hit by a bus. My mouth is as dry as the fucking desert. My whole body is so nice and relaxed, times 10. I'm not going to lie, it felt fucking amazing. In my head, I kept saying, this is amazing, over and over and over. I remember slumping the fuck over on the toilet and landing face first on the bathroom floor. I don't know how long I was lying there, but Ben's wife knocks on the door and asked if I'm okay. I tell her I'm fine, but even saying it, I sound like an actual R word. I remember I've been in there for a while now, and it looks suspicious as hell. My whole body feels heavy as shit, and I just want to lay down and enjoy my high. I try to stand up, but my legs are shaking like crazy, and it feels like I am 2,000 pounds. I managed to open the door after what felt like hours fumbling with the lock. I walk into the main room where everyone's at. I remember the look of absolute horror on everyone's faces. Ben's face, his wife's, his parents, everybody. Me being high as hell. I say, "What?" Ben says, "Pull your pants up. What the fuck are you doing?" I look down and my dick is out. One of the little kids notices and just screams at the top of her lungs. Me being absolutely blasted, I say, "Shut up, you old bitch," to a literal 5-year-old. I don't really remember much after that. I just remember Ben taking me home, me begging him to take me to McDonald's like a child, and whining and crying when he didn't, and him lecturing me about how much I changed and how much of a degenerate I've become. I feel absolutely horrible about ruining that girl's birthday party, possibly traumatizing a bunch of kids, and having my best friend have to take care of me on a day he was supposed to remember fondly. I'm going to quit all drugs, try to make more meaningful relationships. I've apologized to Ben, but obviously he doesn't want to talk to me, which I understand. I just feel like the biggest scumbag ever. That story right there, I think, should be a reason to never touch a single drug in your life. I am not really human anymore due to permanent brain damage. I had a serious head injury in 2009. It killed me. Obviously, I was brought back. Lots of freaky stuff happened at the time, as one would expect from serious, permanent brain damage. I was in the hospital for 3 days, not expected to leave alive, but I did. I have permanent amnesia. I lost every personal memory I had. I don't even remember my mother's face. Hell, I didn't even recognize my own face. Anything before 2009 is sketchy at best. It took 5 years to come to terms with the new reality and the realization that I had lost the ability to feel fear due to my amygdala being permanently damaged. I had lost the emotional connection with my now ex-wife. Losing an emotion has left me feeling that I am no longer human. A person who can't feel fear is a monster. There are less limits on doing anything, which is not as good as it sounds. Physically, I am human, but losing that emotion has made the other emotions I have left heightened. Love is extreme, but so is anger. I take great efforts to avoid hate because I don't know how I could stop it. Anger is almost impossibly to come down from. When I am angry, I see red. I can hear the blood rushing in my ears. I feel like I am going to explode, and it takes an extreme effort to suppress that rage. I will usually sit quiet, gripping a desk, or squeezing my fists until I can get to a level of control. I hide this rage. No one really knows how volatile I can be. I don't want people to be afraid of me, but they would be if they knew. I've been cheating on my husband so long that I don't even know if our child is his or not. My husband and the man I'm sleeping with both look kind of similar. White, dark hair, light eyes, my type. My husband and I have been married since 2008, and I have been sleeping with another man in 2007. Dates overlapped and blended in together. I don't know when I was with who. I'm thankful our son came out the way he did. I guess I'm more thankful that I've been sleeping with a man with similar physical traits to my husband. No one knows except my best friend, and she has secrets too, so I know she'll never tell. I'm too scared to do a DNA test because I truly don't want to know the truth. Our happy little family is fine the way it is. We barely fight, are good financially, and have a lovely home. I don't want to ruin anything by having that test done, but I do regret overlapping dates and sleeping with my husband and boyfriend way too close together. This one makes me angry out. I have no part in the story. She's more scared of a DNA test confirming the truth than she is of her cheating and a decade of lying. It's disgusting. The comments are absolutely ripping her ass apart, rightfully so. I think it's a great way to end the video. So that is some of the most chaotic stories that I found on Reddit. Let me know which one was your favorite. Make sure to check out the Spotify. Like I said, videos go up early on there. So if that's something that interests you, go ahead and check it out. And I'll see you guys in the next one.